Hey y'all, this is Kelly Janae with Ethereal Ecology Healing Arts. Welcome to my channel. Today I have an energy healing story for you, and if you're new to this channel, I'm all about providing natural, holistic ways to feel great in our bodies and our minds on planet Earth, and to help co-create a new way of being that is more harmonious and love-based. Okay, so today I was doing a healing with someone, and I have this massage table out here to demonstrate to you all that when I'm doing a remote healing for somebody, when I say healing, I mean a transmission of healing energy through a person's body for the purpose of helping them feel better or unblocking something in their life so that they can have something that they want but they have limiting beliefs around, etc. I'm working with them on the table regardless of whether that person is here in the flesh or not. So here's the table, and this is how I had it set up during this healing, because I felt really intuitively like having some support from all these beautiful conscious beings and conscious objects and what they represent and who they bring in is really important. So from the beginning in this healing, I'll just name the primary complaint is something that a lot of us have issues with, and that's money. So how many of us have like a perfectly beautiful relationship with money? No. So scarcity wounds and the feeling that we don't have enough, it's typically a deeper issue, and it's not just about money, it's about how we learn to relate to money and what we equate money with in terms of how we live our life and what we can and cannot do. And that's always related back to our caregivers and how they had a relationship with money or where we grew up. And it's also a deeper, more collective issue. It's not just in our own families, but the ways that we relate to money are really generational and also they're cultural. So wherever and however you grew up is going to paint your picture of what money is, how much of it you can have, and what you can do with it. However, in reality, there's no limit to any of that. You can do whatever you want with your money. You can make as much money as you want to, as you believe that you can. And of course, there's practical considerations to keep in mind here, but from that energetic point of view where we are beings of light living in a human body on Earth, we have so much more available to us. So when we have a block in our life that we really want to feel more free to spend money in a certain way, or we want to make more money, there's always something within us that we can find in our bodies that's stopping us from doing that. So some of that is having a limiting belief, and a lot of that is actually collective belief systems within our own family structure, which actually has an energetic imprint on us. So that leads into my next point. This healing itself was very profound because from the very beginning, it was very obvious that this healing was not just about my client. It is about her whole family lineage. It's about all of us. It's about humanity, and it's about how we relate to our abundance. And the person that I'm doing a healing with is a healer. So of course they are in service to planet Earth and to humanity and to the healing path. And as healers, that's what we do, is we transmute within our own bodies so that we can start to reimagine what the energy field of the collective of humanity and of Earth looks like, and be more in harmony with a different reality that is more supportive of life. And that, yes, this is something that we can control through doing healing with ourselves, doing healing with others. It's so powerful because we're all microcosms of the macrocosm of the known and unknown universe and everything in between. So from the very beginning in this healing, it was so expansive, like close my eyes and feeling into it, that there is all of this listening happening from Mother Earth and from Father Sky and from the Great Mystery and from her guides and from my guides and all of the beings and the ancestors that know that we're doing important work here. It felt really sacred. And my job as a healer is to be a channel for those energies that know how to heal better than any of us, because they're super wise and more connected to the divine, to come through and be present here. So the reason why I have objects on the table is because this healing felt like it's time to let in some supports, right? Let's welcome in supports. And in Native American healing, which I had the privilege of studying for only a year, we often used nature objects to place on the body, and then simply we would rattle or drum and actually call in that spirit to be here and help. So I have here a vulture wing that I was gifted through my Native American healing work, and that calls in vulture, which is about clearing and purifying. And all of this needed to be purified. It's time to purify some things here. And then I also called in lots of crystal spirits to hold space and vibrate at the frequency that is needed for this field to start being more coherent and letting go of limiting belief systems about money and everything that comes with that in terms of relationship to life. So when I started this healing, like I said, it was very expansive. And some of the things that I want to touch on in this video today are just about how your personal healing is a collective journey. So when we're tuning in to what is the issue here, it was very much a root chakra focused issue of I can't be safe in the world, and because I can't be safe because somebody told me that I can't have enough money for additional things in my life, it causes all kinds of imbalances in the field, because if you can't ground into the earth and feel safe, pretty much your whole field will get out of alignment. It's very difficult to function well when we have root chakra issues. So we did a lot of root chakra clearing, and there were objects in the field, there were hooks in the field, and we had to unhook these things. And I'll just name that this issue with like scarcity and not being enough, what I felt in this healing was that there was this profound evil energy. I mean, the word evil I use here loosely, but truly, like, there is a possessive force that wants to take over control of people and of our whole race through the force of dominance. And you know, we often attribute this like over masculine dominance, colonizing, women's suppression energy to men. But in this healing, it was like, no, that's bigger than men too. Like, that is an energy that has possessed men, that has possessed the human form for millennia and caused so much damage to our relationships with each other. Between man and woman and these polarities that we believe to be true. And so I'm literally standing here with spiritual warriors standing here saying, no, you may not come into this body. You may not take away the abundance and the life force of this being. And it's so profound to feel that and to be there holding this divine container and releasing and clearing and dissolving the hook and clearing the hook out so that this human doesn't have to feel like they are being held back against their own sexual power, against their own power to manifest and have the life of pleasure and joy and abundance that they desire to live. So from an energetic perspective, these experiences we have of la-di-da walking around the table, these experiences we have of people telling us that we cannot have something when we're children, whether it's a male or a female or someone else, it has such profound impacts on us on a deep level. And usually, I mean always, when our parents transmit some sort of limiting belief system to us, they are transmitting what has been transmitted down the generational line, year after, or generation after generation after generation. This is the danger of just going with the status quo. And that's what us as healers and people who are seeking healing are trying to do differently, is that we realize that the status quo makes us sick. The status quo separates us from each other and from ourselves. And if we don't do something, we are not going to be happy, and we are not even going to survive, because we are really hurting the earth and we're hurting each other. There's an urgency behind the need to do things differently. And there is actually a real energetic and which turns into a physical or mental or emotional sickness impact. that these hooks, you know, of I'm going to take your power. And it's like, when did that start? I don't know. It seems like there's energies that possess beings, and we are acting those energies out in the archetypes of the evil and the good and the bad. And, you know, we as humans, we have the ability and the potential to be able to transmute all that. We have the ability to be aware when we are acting in sovereignty versus when we're acting out of an impulse that is not even ours. And it is scary to see a lot of people just kind of going along with what's happening and then getting really violent and blaming another race or another group when things don't go their way. This is ignorance, and it's complete dissociation from reality. They're playing a game that they don't even realize they're playing, and we all do this on some level. So this is why healing work helps, because we start to clear out the things that hold us back, which can literally be hooks in our body, in our sexual organs that are sucking energy out of us. It's insane. So I had to set up a lot of like fortress energy. I was working on setting up selenite fortress energy, clearing, protecting selenite fortress. I love you all. Set up a selenite fortress around yourself. All that this energy healing is connecting with the consciousness of, connecting with consciousness. And the consciousness of selenite, the consciousness of tourmaline, the consciousness of these crystals is very beneficial for our protection. And actually, you don't even need a physical crystal with you to set up a field around yourself. Maybe I'll make a video specifically about this practice. And I'll just expand a little bit on that. As I'm doing the healing, what I really felt was important was to clear the chakras, and what I felt called to do was to activate the crystalline structure of the chakra system. So I was channeling and activating. This is all activating. Like literally everything is a possibility, you guys. All you have to do is focus on it and activate it. I had a friend the other day who was in a angel DNA activation class. It's like, those things are there as potentialities because we live in an infinitely abundant universe, and all we need to do is focus our attention on it, and then it starts to activate it. And so just remember that the next time you spend hours listening to the news, because you're going to create more of that crap when you could be literally focusing on activating your angelic DNA. So I was working on activating the crystalline structure and using a clear quartz crystal. Like, as if you could imagine, we have all these chakras and there are portals and there are vortexes, and then we have a central power current, and we have our whole physical body system and the meridians. So imagine if you could see that as crystalline, like a crystal structure, and feel that. I don't know if you can feel that, but activating the crystalline structure, what it's doing is it's recalibrating the entire energetic system to clear. Clear quartz is clear. It clears. And it also realigns. And so our chakras can get out of whack, especially when there's hooks in them and things like that. So we have to, even after we clear that, we have to actually restructure them and put them back in place so that they're taking in energy in a harmonious way and how they're supposed to be doing it. We are supposed to have them coming in, and you know, there is an energetic anatomy that is proper. So spent a long time being with the clear quartz crystal, and just notice that. I'm going to send that transmission here for crystalline structure activation of your body and energetic structure, energetic system. All you need to do is say, yes, I consent to having my crystalline energetic structure activated for the purpose of healing and alignment. So this healing was really beautiful, you all, and I really wanted to share with you the profound nature of energy work. And while my client was experiencing this, they are coughing up a fit. They are having a physical reaction, which is normal and good, because what it shows is that this is affecting them where they are in a different part of the world, and it's clearing their field and their body. And so we'll see how things shift, but this is all part of a really deep healing process that is not just about us, but it's about future generations. It's about past generations. It's about righting the wrongs that have been done, and also about activating our potential as beings of light, as divine masters. That's how all of the masters, Jesus, Buddha, and the Mother Mary, and all these goddesses, that's how they came to be, was through human form, activating their divine potential. This is all in us. We can all become enlightened Buddhas and these divine masters, and we have to walk the walk. We have to recognize that we are more than human flesh suits walking around just being slaves to the status quo. So kudos to you for showing up and acknowledging that maybe there's more to life than what's going on. And if you're struggling with depression or anxiety, or just anything in your life that's limiting, I want you to know that that is there for you to start activating a new potential. Problems don't come up in our life just to get the best of us, just because we deserve them. They come up so that we can work through them and activate a new level of our awareness. This literally does DNA activation, where we start to awaken our higher potential as a human race. And that's how evolution happens. That's how we raise in consciousness and start to vibrate at a frequency that is much closer to the divine, which creates harmony. And then we get to become that being who does that for others in the higher spirit guide realms. It's like, sounds great. Like, it sounds great to me, feels true to me, feels wonderful to me. And I'm so grateful to be able to be a channel for folks. And if you are seeking some support on the ether realms or in the practical realm of your body not feeling great, and also that you're connected to this kind of work, this kind of alternative modality, which really sees you as a powerful sovereign being who has the potential to heal yourself from the inside out, much different than the way that mainstream mental health care and our whole healthcare system functions, right? To me, this is more empowering, which is why I have followed this path and why I offer it to others. So if you resonate with what was shared here today, if it sounds magical, if it seems like something that might be useful, or you want to talk more, I'm going to leave a link in the description for a free healing roadmap session with me. It's just a free session, and it's a time that you get to come and share what's going on with you. And we do an energetic assessment to look at, here's the ways that this is showing up in your energy body on a deeper level, and here's how we can clear that. And a lot of this is deep work, you all. It's not just like I'm doing magic on the table and you all of a sudden become like enlightened. That's not what I'm offering. If anybody offers you that, run away, because that's not what this is. Healing work is a devotion to being a better person every single day. It's devotion to service, to changing the world for the better, knowing that this path is doing something incredible, not only for you, but for other people. And yes, it has so many benefits for your relationships, for your work. You have a short life here on earth in this body. So I know that you want to live that to your fullest and be happy, healthy, and comfortable in your own skin. So the process of doing that can be even deeper. And the healing work that I do goes right to the source, which is why it's so deep, and realizes that what's going on within us is bigger than us, and yet we, as the conduit in our human body, have the capacity to clear all of that through this kind of work and through the emotional processing and the other skills that we need to learn to be a healthy, happy human on earth. So, like I said, if you're interested, go sign up for that session. Let's chat, let's connect. And I hope you found this interesting. I love you all so very much, and send you blessed purification vibes, and we'll see you next time. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and be well. Peace.